number one fear is public humiliation.
Okay. I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
While everyone's glued to their screens observing Blake Lively unravel in a courtroom clash with Justin Baldoni, while Diddy's name keeps surfacing in headline after headline for the worst possible reasons. There's one question hardly anyone is pondering: what aren't they revealing? Because according to the latest rumors, Mel Gibson allegedly knows precisely what's happening and he's not holding back. Word is Gibson is outraged. He's watching this spectacle unfold, shaking his head and stating exactly what some of us have been thinking. This is the distraction. This is the smokescreen. All of this headline drama, all this chaos. It's not random, it's not coincidence, it's cover. Because while the world's too busy debating over Blake Lively's so-called artistic vision, for it ends with us and discussing Diddy's latest lawsuit update, the real crimes of Hollywood stay buried. But let's dissect this. Down. Let's talk about the alleged power plays, the perfect timing, and why Gibson thinks some of your favorite podcasters.
Now, this is what I mean by actually starting to swim up or downstream with the rest of the salmon. Eventually, if you stay here long enough, you'll find yourself doing that. And you have to. There's a way of doing it without doing it. Time I really came over here. I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't.
You're 7 years old and someone is stroking you. It feels.
Our future is our children. Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness.
Might be playing right into Hollywood's hands. It starts with Blake. Now, Blake. Lively loves to portray the sweet, bubbly, relatable girl next door. But behind the scenes, allegedly, she's a disaster. Sources close to the production of It Ends With Us claimed Blake didn't just act in the film, she completely commandeered it. The movie was supposed to be Justin Baldwin's passion project, his directorial vision, his film to shape. But once Blake signed on, the vibe shifted. All right,
you guys, it is Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni Day. Finally, to all of the women out there that are watching, no matter what you do in life, you never, ever, ever go full Amber Heard.
Insiders say she advocated for creative control, requested rewrites, started providing notes on everything from set design to casting choices. And before anyone could halt her, the project wasn't Baldwin's movie anymore. It was Blake's, show reports say Baldwin was heartbroken behind the scenes. He fought back, but Blake allegedly had the advantage. She brought her own legal team into the fray. She weaponized her celebrity influence. And just like that, Baldoni was marginalized. This wasn't collaboration, this was a takeover. And the worst part, the finished product mirrored it. Critics slammed the film for feeling fragmented and soulless. Fans of the original book criticized the movie for lacking the emotional essence of the story. But instead of accepting the loss quietly, Blake doubled down. And that's when the lawsuits started soaring. Blake's next move: file a lawsuit so public, so messy it couldn't help but grab the spotlight. She accused Baldwin of harassment, of boundary violations, of orchestrating a smear campaign against, and
to the point where this guy was in the basement at his own movie's premiere. And that what in fact happened was you guys were the ones out there generating negative press against Justin. You guys were the ones who were trying to ruin just her.
But here's the twist. She didn't even file the lawsuit directly under her name at first. It came through a shell company linked back to her team. The documents demanded Baldwin's internal emails, texts, even script drafts, a comprehensive phishing. Expedition Baldoni retaliated with his own countersuit, calling the whole thing vindictive. He accused Blake of defamation, of deliberately undermining his career out of malice.
From Armie Hammer, who got fired from Gossip Girl because he said during a dinner that she was a bitch, regarding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, when I just recognize that they are up on their high horses and that they potentially treat people very bad.
And just like that, the headlines were set. The ideal tabloid frenzy. Every entertainment outlet couldn't resist. Every podcaster needed their opinion. And suddenly everyone was discussing Blake Lively's lawsuit, not the deeper corruption lurking in Hollywood's shadows. But while Blake's outburst dominated the spotlight, another storm was drawing a closer examination of the piles of evidence. Federal investigators gathered at the homes of P. Diddy leading up to his indictment. This includes items like firearms, ammunition, digital evidence, and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and personal lubricant. By September 16th, Diddy brewing. That storm is Diddy confronting lawsuit after lawsuit with accusations that could dismantle an entire empire, civil suits, federal probes, allegations that go far beyond bad behavior and start venturing into terrifying territory. Yet somehow the coverage remains scattered, distracted, delayed. Why? Because there's only so much attention to distribute. And if the Blake versus Baldoni drama is absorbing all the oxygen in the room, there's less space for the real horror stories. It's not the first time Hollywood's executed this tactic. And according to the gossip mill, it certainly won't be the last. Here's where the timing makes your head spin. Blake's lawsuit emerged right when Diddy's legal woes started commanding the news cycle. Coincidence, please, it's classic crisis. PR, create a softer, shinier scandal to overwhelm the zone. Give the public something juicy but ultimately harmless to debate on social media, while the real damage control occurs off camera. Blake weeping in court about creative disputes. Easy to digest. Diddy confronting allegations that could spark criminal investigations. Far tougher to spin. So the machine feeds us the story that sustains the clicks coming, and we take the bait. But not everyone's convinced. This is where Mel Gibson allegedly intervenes, and he's had enough, sources say. Gibson is observing the biggest podcasters in the industry fall right into the snare. Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, Patrick Bett, David, millions of listeners, massive platforms. And what are they promoting? The Blake Lively lawsuit, a trivial Hollywood meltdown over who gets to call the artistic shots on a romance movie. Owens dissected the Blake versus Baldwin drama on her March podcast episode. Megyn Kelly devoted a full segment in April PBD podcast, couldn't resist commenting, tossing Blake's name into the mix while subtly hinting about distractions and Gibson's take. They're playing right into it. These are the people who could be unveiling the real corruption, illuminating where it actually matters. But instead, they're gossiping about an actress allegedly throwing a tantrum because she couldn't dominate a film set. Gibson allegedly called it out for what it is, a colossal Hollywood smokescreen. But this wasn't just a legal skirmish. This was personal, sources say. Baldoni trusted Blake, believed she valued his vision, thought. She was joining as a collaborator, not a conqueror, but the moment she gained leverage.
I've not seen a case so open and shut in my life, and the more that I read and the more details that I get into, I'm just shocked at how many lies were told, okay?
Allegedly overpowered the entire production. Insiders claimed she rejected casting choices, demanded rewrites that stripped away the soul of the story, eliminated entire scenes Baldoni fought to preserve, and when he resisted, she lawyered up. This wasn't about artistic integrity. This was about dominance, and Blake ensured everyone knew exactly who was in charge. The Blake versus Baldoni saga isn't just lingering, it's being sustained deliberately. Because let's be real, this isn't just a celebrity feud. It's a perfectly crafted, click-friendly scandal. At Hollywood, they know precisely what they're doing. This is the kind of drama the machine adores. An actress with a pristine image suddenly revealed for allegedly betraying her own director. Lawsuits soaring back and forth. Headlines simple enough for the average person to follow. No complex nuance, no tough truths. Just, he said, she said, sprinkled with a little celebrity sparkle. Meanwhile, what's occurring with Diddy? The cases are progressing. Slowly in the background, court filings packed with horrifying accusations, allegations that should be sending shockwaves through the entire industry. But those stories, they're not flooding your feed the same way. And why is that? Because a chaotic, creative dispute between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni is safe. It's digestible. It's drama that feels intriguing but ultimately inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't threaten the studios. It doesn't threaten the real players. It doesn't make anyone too uneasy. And here's the real twist. The podcasters with the loudest megaphones. The influencers who claim they're the ones posing the tough questions. They're out here dedicating entire episodes, analyzing Blake's lawsuit, dissecting Baldwin's countersuit, gossiping about which celebrities unfollowed who on Instagram. They're not uncovering the receipts on the real scandals. They're not delving into the industry's darkest secrets. They're delivering exactly what the machine wants them to deliver: hours of content about the safe drama, while the truly perilous stories gather dust. It's not careless, it's calculated. This is narrative control at its finest. Keep the public occupied with a scandal that feels significant, but never truly challenges the people who wield the power. Never shine the light where it would really hurt. The Blake and Baldoni conflict is tailored for this. It's scandalous enough to keep the headlines flowing, but soft enough that no one at. The top has to lose sleep at night, and the longer it persists, the longer the real stories stay concealed. It's the Hollywood playbook, and right now we're witnessing it unfold in real time. But the worst part, most people don't even realize they're being manipulated. And the more time we spend debating Blake's so-called artistic vision, the more we assist Hollywood in keeping the ugly stuff hidden. So here we are, arguing over whether Blake Lively should have had final cut on It Ends With Us. Dissecting legal filings between two celebrities clashing over hurt feelings and creative credits. All while the real horror stories remain obscured. Mel Gibson allegedly perceives it. Some insiders perceive it. But the question is, do we? Because if the biggest names in podcasting are too preoccupied hyping up Blake's power trip, if the media keeps delivering distraction after distraction, maybe it's time we stop swallowing the bait. The real story is what they aren't showcasing on the front page, and if we're not vigilant, we'll miss it.